I love you, Chris. Like a brother. We're friends, right?
For sure.
Here we go again. So don't go look at me with that look in your eye. You really ain't going nowhere without a fight. You can be reasoned with them, don't be impolite. I've told you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,000 times. Haven't I made it obvious? Haven't I made it clear? Want me to spell it obvious?
Nuts.
None.
None. Really?
Shit.
Those are just my lashes now. Oh,
I'm so glad I'm recording already.
oh no,
all
you're
right.
not.
Yeah. It's in the
fuck
little
you
top
are.
corner. See that?
Oh, you're a
Yes.
douchebag, actually.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much. All right, guys. Well, welcome to the first episode of the King of the Friendzone, hosted by your boy, Donny Finkle. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at the Donny Finkle. Follow the blog at Fresh Cakes Pod on Twitter, and our Fresh Cake Sport on Twitter, and Fresh Cakes Pod on the Instagram. And joining me.
I have something to add to that. Your real name is Don, so you're fake.
Yeah,
Donnie.
What did you use? I can't use
It's
a
Don,
nickname.
guys. So we're
I
clear.
can't.
It's
Yeah,
Don.
it's Don, but I can't use a nickname. Donny Finkle is one of the most ridiculous names that I've ever heard.
Nickname is not supposed to be longer than the name, but whatever. It's another day.
Yeah, well, blame my parents for that. There's a my dad named me after a baseball player. He wasn't even like breathing. Well, he was breathing. That sounded bad. He was sleeping when I was being born. So then he decided to name me after a baseball player. So.
Whatever, just saying. Okay, continue.
Anyways, the other person on the other side of the screen is my first guest this week. One of my longest friends, one of my oldest friends, one of the first girls who ever friend-zoned me, even though she'll tell you differently.
That never happened. That line was never crossed.
The line was never crossed. We'll get to that in a second, but welcome to the show, Nikki.
Friend-zone somebody, thank you, but you can't friend-zone somebody if you never took it to that level.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's also it never went to that level, but I mean, it also was never initiated on your part either. So, like, that in my mind is like, if it was never initiated and you've been friends with this person for how long, that's like, okay, you're in the friend zone.
Yeah, but it's not like you were like, hey, I'm into you, and I was just like, okay, thanks, buddy. Like, I was just like, that never happens. You know, on the bus, and like, what grade was that even? 9th grade?
You were in 6th grade. I was in 7th grade.
It was that young? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, we met on the bus, and we became best friends. And we
exactly my point. So that's the friend zone. You should.
So you're telling me I friend zoned Andy too, because Andy was on the bus with you. And
yeah, exactly. Yeah, all three of us.
All three of you at the same time. Interesting.
Yeah, I know. That's a new record.
I need to understand your meaning of the friend zone.
I mean, my meaning of the friend zone, I guess, would be that if there was never anything initiated on either side. Like, I mean, if like, I guess I get what you're saying, where it's like, okay, yeah, if I made a move and you were like, hey, good talk, man, good talk, dude. Like, like that would have been one thing, and that would have been like, okay, you are clearly in the friend zone. Stop doing everything you're doing. But like, there was no initiation on each side, so I don't really know if that constitutes as being in the friend zone, I guess.
So that's what I've been trying to tell you. So a little backstory here. When Donny told me he was doing this whole show, whatever, he texted me and told me about it. And I was like, oh, cool. And he was like, yeah, you're going to be my first guest. And I literally responded with, what? Like, why would I be your first guest on a friend zone show? And he's like, because you me. And I was like, you never took it to that next step. So there was never a friend zone to be put in. You never took it to that next level. So there was never a friend zone to be and be friends without it having it doesn't always have to be a relationship. I've been friends with you, Andy, and Joe, CJ, there's like a whole group of you since 6th grade apparently, and I've never taken it there with any of you. The only one I might have, honestly, CJ and Nico.
Well, yeah, you did. You made out with them on my birthday.
Like,
don't remind me.
Honest friend zone, because they tried taking it to the next level, and
yeah.
I wasn't interested because we've all had such a good friend group that I was never like, right or
it was never like
in sync. It was
Oh,
never like between me and you, at least on my end, I don't feel like you ever tried expressing feelings for me or you ever tried to take it to that level. Unlike another girl in our friend group, if you want to have her on next segment, I think you know who I'm talking about.
I talked to her about it already. She's coming on. Don't you worry.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
that'll be a little bit of a longer form episode, but yeah, that's a different story. Yeah, that was a different story. That's a whole story, exactly.
I feel like that in itself is like a real friend zone, or like with Nico and I, like he expressed interest and I was like, no, we're friends. Like I friend zoned you.
Right.
Him.
Yeah, you're right. I guess maybe that's my problem. Maybe that's my problem. Like I've always just kind of assumed that I've been friend zoned by every girl I've ever met, other than the girls that have like initiated like interest in me. So maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the problem this whole time. Like, this is a revelation.
Yes, I think we just really had a big revelation. I think you are the problem.
I already went to therapy today, but now I feel like I'm in therapy again. Like this is like my first breakthrough.
You're welcome. This is what I'm here for. I should have been a therapist, honestly.
You should have been. Absolutely should have been a therapist. But no, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I think like part of it too is just like, if it isn't initiated on your side either, and I'm not saying you specifically, but I'm just saying like a girl in general, like if it's never initiated and it's not the same situation as it was for us, like it's just like, you meet like through mutual friends, but it's not like you guys are like, linked at the hip in a friend group. Like I think that might be a different situation where it's like, okay, you're being friend zoned now because it's not like you have this preconceived friend group or whatever you want to call it. And, so I feel like that's a little different. If you don't understand what I'm saying, I don't really know what I'm saying, but
you never know what you're saying, but no, I get it. I
that's
just
true.
think
Why is my mother calling me right now?
Personally feel like any girl you're friends with, you've been friend zoned by, but that's not totally the case. I am example number uno.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like you said, the girl that
can you honestly say that you've ever expressed more than friendship towards me?
No.
Okay then.
No, I got drunk and licked your face one time, but that was about it.
Oh God, that was really bad. That was when I really gave away my call hours so I could drive your drunk ass to the casino, and then had to drive into work at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, that was a bad night. Well, that was a bad night. It was there was a reason why I was as drunk as I was that night.
Oh,
but yeah. So yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, no, we're definitely not going there right now. I'm having a good day. I'm not doing that right now.
I'm gonna speak for the girl that is never gonna probably come on because she doesn't really know Donny like that. But the other night we all went to this new bar and hanging out, having a good time. Can you hear me? Because you're frozen.
Oh, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah.
So we all went out to this bar in Hagen on the other night, and we were all just hanging out, having a good time. And this girl comes up to Donny with her backwards hat on, like total like chilling vibes. And she comes up to Donny, he's like, let's play pool. So they start playing pool. They're hitting it off. She's like all like on top of him, like flirty. And her friend that was with her like came up to my table. So I was like, is she single? And the guy was like, yeah, who's asking? Like, is it for you? And I was like, well, no, like I'm with my boyfriend. Like I don't go that way. But if she does, more power to her. He's like, well, she goes both. And I was like, okay, cool. I was like, Donny can work with that. So Donny's over there having a grand old time. I'm taking Snapchats, sending it to his whole friend group. Like it's now well known that this girl and Donny are hitting it.
Yeah, because this doesn't happen often. Oh, fuck, come on.
Well, not really the end of the night, but like an hour in, her friends come over and start crying, and they literally just pulled her out of the bar, and she like got pulled out and left, and like they exchanged Snapchats, but I don't think she ever answered Donny, so I think she kind of friend zoned him. She was she offered to buy him a drink and everything, like she was feeling it.
She was, and like the thing was like the reason that we started talking was because she was like standing like kind of where I was trying to go, and like I kind of like did a little like spin move, and so did she, and I knocked over a trash can and it knocked onto her. So that's how that conversation started. And then she's like, you want to play pool? And whatever. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then so her friend started crying, and my dumb ass thought she had a bloody nose, so I like went and got her a tissue. Yeah, I handed her a tissue. I was like, here you go. And all of a sudden, like, tears are streaming down her face. And I was like, I don't do well with tears to begin with. So, like, especially with people I don't know. And her friends were kind of grilling me when I went over there. They're like, one of them was like, oh, where are you from? And I told them where I was from. And they were like, how about you? She goes, we're from here. And she just was like staring at me with like piercing, like her eyes were piercing through my skull. And like, I'm like looking, I'm like, what are you guys like? Do you guys do this with every guy that she talks to? Like, is there something like going on here? Do you guys touch each other's privates or something? Like, Christ.
Very possible. So yeah, that girl, I would say friend zone you because like there was like she asked for your Snapchat and then never answered you when you snapped her.
She asked for my Snapchat. She brought it up multiple times too. Like she brought it up when we were playing pool, and then like as like I went over to talk to her, her friends, she's like, "Oh, I gotta get your Snap. I gotta get your Snap." And then like she was like, "Oh, we should hang out and all this other shit." And then I Snapchatted her picture of a dog or video of a dog, and she just never answered.
My dog. This is him. Come here. He was just here a bit. Come here.
He was Ryder. Oh, good boy. Yeah, good boy.
Like my eyelashes, they're new. Look, say hi to Donny.
Oh, hi, buddy.
He sent a Snapchat of my dog, and she never answered. And honestly, I take offense to that because my dog is really, really cute.
He's very cute. Like I'm actually thinking of making Ryder the thumbnail for the video, so that way when I put it up on YouTube, all you see is a dog.
Honestly, I wouldn't even be mad about that. So.
Yeah,
I don't know.
She definitely friend-zoned me. I guess if you can even call it that. But yeah, no, there was something going on there that night. It was very odd.
So the real question is, are you gonna Snapchat message her and ask her to come on this podcast? Because no balls, you won't do it.
That's like a terrifying thing. I
Why?
should do it. I don't know. I should do it. Why not? And then I could be like, oh, and she'd be like, oh yeah. Yeah, and then she's like, oh, I didn't friend zone you, and it's like, okay, well, you didn't answer my fucking Snapchat, I never did anything.
Yeah, no, she definitely kind of led you on there.
Well, yeah, she definitely did, absolutely.
She could have just been really drunk, like, I get that, but at the same time, it's like...
She was definitely tipsy. Like, let's be, like, there's no doubt in my mind that she had to kick back a couple, but, like, when I went to go buy her a drink, she got a water.
Oh, she was taking it easy.
Yeah.
I don't know, Don. I feel like your luck with girls is just
It's horrific.
Yeah, that's a good word. Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much horrific. I mean, I you know, the last girl that I talked to, like we vibed really well, and like everything was fine, and all of a sudden,
oh my god,
like,
wait a darn second. I want to talk about that because I went out for ice cream with him and his girlfriend at the time. This was like not that long ago either. Ice cream season for summer. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So we go out for ice cream, and when I tell you, this girl was like all over Donny, and it was just me, Ryder, Donny, and her. And she was all over Donny to the point where I was like, okay, like I'm third wheeling hard. Like I don't care. Donny's third wheeled me plenty of times. That's not the problem. But
True.
Like, it was like uncomfortably like third wheel. Like I was happy for him, but like she was just like on top of him, like koala bear, like full leech mode, like would not leave his side. And I was like, oh, good. You know what though? Like good for Donny. She's feeling like she's out into it. Like she likes him a lot. Like that's great. And then like 2 days later, he texts me and goes, she dumped me. And I was like, I literally like my mouth dropped. I was like, there's no way. Like that's bullshit. And he was like, no, she dumped me. And I was like, what the, like, how do you go from that to that? Like, I don't want that. I just don't get it.
Yeah, that goes back to the whole thing of me having horrific luck with women. Like it was like we were like, you know, really like into each other.
Kissing him, hugging him, holding his hand, like on top of him, telling me koala bear.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, she was like, no, not feeling it. And I was like,
yeah, and which is funny because normally the girls that I date or talk to actually hate me and like don't actually want to be around me. Like that's happened, you know, to me a couple of times. That's a story for another time too. Maybe we'll get her on the the show as well. Now that we've kind of hashed, I actually should do that now that we've hashed things out because like it's been so long since that happened. Like we hashed things out like last year, I think it was. I should get her on I should get her on the show.
Well, that's what the show is about, getting all these girls on. But I feel like that could be a little awkward, but whatever.
Yeah, it could be, but I mean, I'm not gonna like roast her anymore. Like she apologized for being an asshole, so like, you know, that's all I really care about. As long as you like apologize and you like own up to the fact that you were just like a piece of shit, it's fine.
Yeah.
But horrific luck with women. Yeah, definitely the last one, who will not be named because there's no reason to. I hope she doesn't watch this now. She's probably not going to.
Well, she's all happy with her new boyfriend and shit. but didn't want a relationship when she broke up with you. And then like a month later, it's like, oh, I'm in a relationship. And I was like, just kidding. I don't mean that. That was
exactly, pretty much. It was a little aggressive, but yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
It hurt you. But
You're a good friend. You're a good friend.
I'm a friend. Yeah, Don, not more than that. And I never friend zoned you. So me being here right now is kind of like an oxymoron.
It is, but I mean, you know, you probably
I never friend zoned you because you never took it to that level.
True, I never did. Yeah, I know. Like I said, the only thing I ever did was lick the side of your face.
I want to find
because I was just completely. That was probably the second most drunk I think I've ever been.
Oh, you were on some next level shit that night. That is for sure.
Especially since we went to the casino too. Like, I'm surprised I didn't lose more money that night. You know what it is. You probably took care of me though because you are a good friend.
I was sober as if.
Took the call. Said fuck the call. On call hours. Lost money for me.
I literally called my friend John. I was like, "Hey, I gotta drive my drunk friend to the casino. So can you take my call?" He was like, "Okay."
Good friend. All right, so that's enough. A real friend, not a friend-zoned friend.
Not a friend-zoned friend. Glad we settled that because I was very confused. He texted me.
I was confused too because I think I just had a different type of like, you know, understanding of what the word was because like, you know, I've had girls that like I actually have been friends on by obviously like, you know, if
but that's someone you want a romantic like that's the only way you can get friend zones if you want you have a romantic interest in the person and the girl is like no, or the guy is like no, I want to be friends, I like you as a friend.
Exactly.
And like even if they say that, I feel like it's not even like a friend zone type of situation if they like just cut you off totally too, because it's like you were friend zoned I guess ultimately, but like I don't know, maybe that doesn't make sense. What I'm trying to say is like for instance like if me and Tim broke up because he just saw me as a friend but we never talked again, like that to me is like you're using that as an excuse, like you don't actually want to friend zone me, you just don't want to be with me. But like that's like let's stay and be friends, like but I guess that only worked for like long-term relationships because like for instance your night at the bar, like she just kind of pushed you out, which I don't even know if she friend zoned you really, she just kind of ghosted you.
She just kind of ducked like I walked away because like the girl was crying and whatever, and I'm like, this is obviously something's going on.
I know you were like, standing like awkwardly like 10 feet away to the point where I was like, Donny, go over there, and you were like, oh, and I was like, Donny, just go over there, like you're being awkward just standing in the middle of the fucking floor. And finally it was really awkward.
And then finally I went over there and like I said, you know, homegirl's crying over something. I don't exactly know what because her boyfriend was with her. So I would assume that it wasn't, I told you, I was like, I think somebody died. Like, because like, she was with her boyfriend. Like what else would she be crying about other than the fact that like somebody died? Or, you know, like, I don't know.
Maybe she's just over dramatic.
She could be over dramatic too.
I mean, a little bit. She could have literally like failed a test or something. Tim's hungry.
I had mac and cheese.
I had McDonald's, honestly.
I'm so jealous. I have to fucking
on my way
quarantine
home from
right
my
now.
eyelashes, I was starving, so I was like, I need something. Sorry. I didn't think you'd come home this early to be fair. I thought he wasn't getting home till like 11, so I don't know.
That happens. But yeah, no, she could have failed the test or something, I guess. But something went on. Like I was talking to one of my other friends about this too, and I'd like to get your you've given me your opinion obviously off air already. But he was like, "Oh, why don't you just like message her and be like, hey, like, is everything okay? Like obviously there was some shit going on." And you were kind of like, "Well, if it's kind of done." Oh no, it wasn't you. It was the other one that actually friends on me. I was talking to her about it, and she was like, "Well, if it's done, it's done." You know, like, or she didn't answer, it's probably done. Like, there's no reason to message her again.
Or she could have opened it when she was like really hungover. I do this a lot when I wait because she opened it in the morning, right?
Yeah, in the morning. It's probably as soon as she woke up, I'm assuming.
A lot of times when I wake up, I open stuff and then don't respond because I'm like so tired or so out of it. So technically, you could try again and it's not pushing it.
I guess I could. Like, the thing that's weird, though, is like she hasn't, like, so I have her on Snap. Obviously, I don't have her on anything else. She has not viewed one of my stories yet since, like, like I put up a few stories like specifically to see if she would view it or whatever. And like, because sometimes people do respond to your sport. So sometimes people respond to your stories. Like I had somebody respond to the story I put up before this. It wasn't her, but so I just was like, oh, maybe that'll be the case. And she has not viewed any of my stories.
Maybe she doesn't. Oh, sorry, I'm so tired. Maybe she doesn't like look at Snapchat like that.
She's got 86. She's got like a Snap score of 86,000. I feel like that's a lot.
I don't know. Let's see what mine is.
Mine is, this is just great. Show prep by me. 44,000.
How much?
44,000.
Oh, mine's 169,000.
All right, so that she's kind of in the middle then. Okay, so maybe she just doesn't like look at everybody's stories, especially like people that she doesn't really know.
Yeah, so maybe you should just give it a shot.
And just like Snapchat or like just something, just like, or should I just be like,
just take a selfie, quick, send it to her, and be like, hey, how are you?
Yikes! I don't do selfies too well.
Oh my god, I don't really give a shit. Oh yeah, your camera kind of sucks too. Oh wait, no, you got a new phone.
Well, no, I got a new phone, so it's fine.
Don is not. Actually, you know what? You're not the king of the friend zone. You're the king of breaking your iPhones.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, I like so far so good. Knock on wood. But yeah, so far so.
Every iPhone he gets within like 2 weeks.
Yeah, and it's like I never even.
I'm like, how? You just a phone.
Like I literally like the last one that I got. It was like right after I got it. It was like we went to New York for my birthday, and I had my phone in my pocket. It with a case on, screen protector, everything, and we were going through the turnstiles of the subway station, and the thing came around and smashed my fucking screen like it was nobody's business. Like I didn't even realize it until I pulled it out like after we got off the subway, and I'm like, when did this happen? And like it was like early in the day.
Bad with girls, it's just bad.
Oh, in general, there's a big black cloud above me that's just like waiting to strike. It's like every like 6 months, it's like, okay, or not even every 6 months, like every 3 months probably. It's like, okay, like things are probably like going okay for you right now or whatever. And it's like, okay, let's just like strike down, just fucking just electrocute your entire body like you do in the movie or the fucking cartoons or whatever. Like that just, yeah, pretty much.
Maybe you'll meet a girl at my Halloween party.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, isn't every single person that's going in a relationship?
Mm-mm. No, I invited some other people, like just that aren't on the Facebook thing. So, and Tim has.
That's good. All right, I got to make sure I actually look good now.
What are you wearing?
I'm planning on wearing my
did One Tree Hill thing.
One Tree Hill jersey, but I don't know. So I got it.
It's been like 4 days, so you should probably figure that out.
Well, I have backups just in case, but like because I got it, I ordered it on Amazon, and like I ordered a size up because like I had gotten a jersey a while ago and it just didn't fit, and the size up was still too like kind of snug, so I got to like look at it and like see how it actually looks.
Whatever, Don.
But I do have backups already just in case because I have a quick audible just in case I need it, but I'm gonna probably just pull a typical dude and just wear a jersey or something.
Such a cop-out excuse.
I know. Why don't we like? She wanted me to. So her and her boyfriend are being Joe Exotic and a tiger, and then one of their friends is being Carol Baskin. She's like, "Why don't you be the dead husband?" And I'm like, "Why do I got to be the dead guy?"
It's a brilliant idea, and the fact like that's.
Yeah, but why do I got to be the dead guy?
Because it's the dead husband. Like she killed her husband.
I know. I don't want to be dead.
Killed her husband.
Not right now.
It's a costume, Don. You think I want to be a tiger? No.
Yeah, well, that's more. Yeah, I guess.
It's a costume. It's fake. Imagination. You're right. Something that's not imaginary. You literally could have just gotten like a skeleton bodysuit. Like.
I still can.
They literally, if they have them at the party store, or like Spirit Halloween or whatever that is. Don't laugh at me. I definitely didn't go walking around the Halloween store the other day for fun, buying random shit. That does not sound like something I would do.
No, that wasn't you. That's not like Halloween, like lights and decorations and shit over there. Excuse me, I'm hiccuping. All right, so let's get into the last segment I got here. Just a couple of listener questions that we got from the DMs. Remember to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Donny Finkle. Follow the podcast on Twitter at Fresh Cake Sport and on Instagram at Fresh Cakes Pod. So the first one comes from Erica. She wants to know the best way to approach someone at a bar.
Like girl or guy?
What's that?
Girl or guy?
Well, it's just the person's name was Erica, so I'm assuming. I don't want to assume actually, but let's
You can't do that.
yeah, let's not assume, but let's erring on. I know who the person. Let's put it this way: I know who the person is. I know it's a guy.
Okay. I mean, obviously in a relationship, but like, I feel like if you're at a bar and you see somebody, like, I don't know, to me, it would have to be like, they would have to be making eye contact with me at some point throughout the night for me to just,
but you're very friendly when you drink, though.
I am very friendly. I would have no problem, like, walking up next to them and ordering a drink right next to them and just being like, oh, hi. Like, I think that's the best way to do it, is like slide
I like your
in.
pants, like, like something.
No, I would never,
that.
no compliments.
No?
No compliments.
Just
Don't
say
get their
hi?
ego up. I would literally
Just
try
like
and get near them somehow, especially if they're at the actual bar. I would just slide right in next to them, order a drink, and then like awkwardly make eye contact again and just like smile, and then usually they'll take it from there. But if
it's
they're,
also
like,
so much.
It's easier for girls.
It's
if they're
so
at
much
the
easier
table with their friends. That one I'm a little more shy with, unless, like you said, I'm really drunk.
Yeah, when she's really drunk, it's different. But yeah,
I would. Yeah, no, I have no filter. I would have no problem being really drunk and going up to somebody's table, but it also helps if you have like mutual friends, or like you're sitting right next to that table, because like you can easily just find a way to make.
Yeah. Or just, like knock something over, like a trash can or whatever, and then just like,
I probably wouldn't recommend that, but like, worked for Donny once, so that's going to be his new go-to.
Definitely not going to do it ever again, because I had to pick up all the cans. That was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it was pretty gross. I think in terms of like guys going up to girls, you gotta feel the situation out. Like, you gotta, like, I know, for instance, like if I was out with all my girlfriends and like we were having a girls' night, I don't really know that I would care. Like, if a guy came up to me, I don't think I would like totally shoot him down, especially if I was interested. But like, I feel like if you wait more towards the end of the night, it's a little better, because then you're not like taking away from her time with her friends. But
Right.
at the same time, could be the only time you see her, and what if she leaves early? Like, I don't know, you gotta kind of feel it out. I mean, I'm trying to think back to times that like guys have come up to me at bars, and I mean, it depends if it's like a dancing bar, because if you could always just like walk up and be dancing next to her and make your move from there. But
yeah, it depends on what type of bar it is. If it's like a dive bar where you're just like everybody's sitting at a table,
you just gotta feel it out. Like, if she's like with her friends and doesn't look interested, like, you'll know. Like, if she's looking around the bar and like looks interested in other people, like, probably a fair chance. But then again, she might just not be interested in you.
which is that's the case. I mean, you're shit out of luck, and you're, but
you can shoot your shot. It's not gonna hurt. But if she's not interested, you can't.
No, it's not gonna hurt. It's just gonna,
and vice versa. Like, if he's not interested, you can't be upset. Or if he has a girlfriend, like, there's plenty of people that go to relationships in bars, me being one of them. And I don't go to meet anybody. I just go to hang out with my friends. So, like, if somebody came up to me, I wouldn't really be like, here's my number. I'd just be like, nope, got a boyfriend.
Fair. And then the second one comes from Bill. Bill wants to know your approach on dating apps. Obviously, you've been in a relationship for a while. I've been in the game for a while, so we'll have different.
So I feel like I should answer this, because obviously the dating app worked for me and not you.
Exactly. Yeah, it didn't work for me. That's where I met my last girlfriend, was on Tinder. So
I met Tim on Tinder, actually. He hit me with a really good line of, you ready for this? He said, hi. No, you said hi with one eye. And I was like, wow, soulmate.
And after that, it was just the one eye just got you.
The one eye. So I was like, hey. And he said, what's up? And we were just talking about this the other night. I was like, I would love to like message Tinder and be like, can I have that conversation back? Because like, I want to save it, because it's really, really bad. Like, there was no effort. It was no pickup line. And then like, it was just bad. And then that night.
Well, yeah, but didn't you also get drunk and invite him to invite him to the bar?
I went out to Duties with some friends, and I got pretty drunk, and I texted him, because we exchanged numbers at this point. It was the same night though. And I was like, come to Duties, because I knew he lived a town over from me. And he was like, okay. And the rest is history. But we did break up last year for 6 months, and I was back on the dating apps. So I do remember that a little bit.
And it was probably the most horrific experience of your life, right?
They're not great. They're not great. Like that creepy guy. I don't remember
Yeah.
his name.
Yeah, the one that sent you flowers after you told him to fuck off.
Oh, you mean after I blocked him on everything? And then
Yeah,
sent
and
me
then
flowers to my
sent you
job?
flowers to your job with a quote from The Office, which he had never seen until he started talking to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he told me we were soulmates after 2 dates, and that I couldn't not be interested in him because we were soulmates. And he was like very over the top. And I made a Bumble, I think, like a couple nights after telling him that I was no longer interested. And he, mind you, he lived an hour away from me, and I was at work, so it was still an hour. And he texted me 30 minutes, not even 30 minutes after I made my Bumble, I think it was like 15 after I made it, and sent me a screenshot of it and was like, wow, I can't believe you would do this to me. And I was like, I already told you I'm not interested. And also, like, how did you find that? Like, in that quick of time? Like, I just made it. So there's some creepy people out there. So don't be like that. That's my advice.
Yeah, definitely don't be like that. I usually just stick with the hey, or depending on like, so like if I'm on like Hinge where they have like prompts, like I'll like try and like respond to the prompt and have like something funny with that, like depending on whatever it is. But
on Bumble, I was a big GIF user because girls have to start the conversation. So I would try and pick a GIF that would relate to their profile somehow. And if they didn't have like anything written in it, I would just send whatever, like the little penguin that runs up and smashes the screen and says, hi.
I had one, I was actually like going through my pictures last night because I was trying to delete a bunch of shit. And I saw one that I had screenshotted, and it was a Bumble, a girl from Bumble, and she just messaged me. This is like the first thing that she said. She just goes, nice, period, 4 eyes. Because I have glasses. I'm not wearing them right now, but I have glasses. And I'm like, okay, so you're insulting me, but you're messaging me at the same time. So naturally, I think I'm in love with you, but.
And this is why Donny gets friendzoned. Don't do that.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't do that. But she told me she was sexually attracted to me because of my glasses. Because I was like, is that I guess that's a compliment? Like, I didn't know what to say back to that. And she's like, no, I'm like sexually attracted to people with glasses. It's like, okay, cool. And then she just never answered after that. And then like I had another girl who.
A lot of waste of time because like there's so many people that I talk to, and it's like things that would make me instantly be like, nope, or weird shit like that, or just them being like, what's your Snapchat? So it's like, what?
Yeah, you got Snap though.
Why are you asking me for my Snapchat 2 messages in? I don't know you. I don't want random people on my Snapchat that I don't know.
Yeah, who would ever add somebody on Snapchat after meeting them for one night?
Me?
No, I was talking about me.
You. The girl, yeah. But no, but at least you met in person. Like, these are people that you're just messaging that you don't really know, and they're just like, what's your Snap? And it's like, for what?
Because like a lot of guys are morons, and they think like if you get Snap, they're gonna get nudes.
Which is like, no, don't be like that. You're not gonna get a girlfriend or boyfriend if you just care about Snapchat. It should be about getting to know the person, maybe messaging them for a day or two, and if you really have a good conversation, then you get the number, and you take them out on a proper date. You don't just be like, what's your Snap? So I can Snapchat you and never actually hang out with you.
Yeah, you take them out on a proper date, and then you get nudes.
I just want my Snap store to go up, so like, what's your Snap? Like, no.
Which is that's the weirdest thing that I've ever even heard.
Don't do that. Don't be that person on a dating app.
Yeah. I say it all the time.
Person that has 18 pictures with none of just you.
Yeah, don't do that either. That's so confusing.
At least circle yourself.
Or don't like post pictures of like your food, or like I had one girl that had matched with me, and she had like pictures of like nothing but like photography pictures. Like, obviously, yeah, you're a photographer, you're into photography, that's cool. But like, I didn't know what you look like. I don't give a shit about your photography. I don't give a shit about the fucking picture you took of an artsy shower outside, or an outside shower. Like, I don't give a fuck about that.
Artsy shower? You mean like a rainstorm?
Huh? No, it was literally like an outdoor shower. Like, it was like at like a beach house or something.
That's a little weird. Yeah, no.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't give a shit about that. Like, I need to see what's going on up here, what's going on down there, what's going on in the middle.
Yeah, at least like if you're gonna post
what's going on in here.
Yeah, like just circle who you are.
Well, that's how they get you.
That's all. Just circle you, so I don't have to waste my time, and then it doesn't get to the what's your Snap, so I have to add you on Snap, so I'm not awkwardly like, what do you look like? Which one are you? And then find out that I'm not actually attracted to you because you're the friend on the way back left where I can only see your eyeball, and then be like, oh, now I gotta delete you, and it's really awkward. So sorry.
Yeah, no, exactly. Just basically just use common sense. That's what it comes down to.
Stop making them more difficult than they have to be, and just be upfront about what you want, and it'll be much easier for you.
Exactly. So you already answered this question basically, but this is like the last question I'm going to ask everybody that I talk to. Does the friend zone exist?
Yeah. If it's brought to that point. If it's
brought to the point which which we previously discussed already.
If it's brought to the point of somebody expressing feelings in a friendship and the other person doesn't feel it, then yeah, it's absolutely a friend zone.
Well, there you have it.
Buddy, friends, pal.
Yeah.
You'll know.
Dude, buddy, friend, pal.
Dude, I don't agree with dude because
dude is like up and down.
Sometimes I call my boyfriend dude and he gets a little annoyed.
Yeah, exactly. I used to call my ex dude all the time. Yeah, dude's just like, I feel like dude's just like proper vernacular at this point. Oh, hi, doggies. Oh, they're doing the zoomies. Oh.
They will do this for literal hours.
They're insane.
Are we done? We're not done.
Nope.
Ryder will check back to make sure Jax is still following him. Like, you're still chasing me, right?
Yep. All right. Well, this has been the first episode of the King of the Friend Zone, brought to you by Fresh Cake Sports. Remember to follow the blog on Twitter at Fresh Cakes Sport, on the Instagram at Fresh Cakes Pod. The blog is freshcakes.home.blog. And remember to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at the Donny Finkle, even though that's not my real name. And we thank Nicole for joining us today. Any closing thoughts from you?
Just don't be a douche.
All right. My closing thoughts, as always, have some alcoholic beverages, have some consensual sex, and have yourselves a fucking day. I'll see you guys next week. Fresh Cakes Podcast coming out later this week. We'll see you soon.
Bye.